Welcome to the Savvy Historian. Please like and subscribe. It really helps our new channel. Many people have an idea of the Middle Ages, you know. They imagine a world shrouded in gloom. Life was relentlessly harsh. A world where everyone was poor, hungry, perpetually covered in mud. This popular image is not entirely wrong, but it is far too simple. The medieval world was complex and varied. People were not just surviving, building, trading, creating societies with intricate rules. They had families, celebrated festivals, worried about paying their bills, much like we do today. We will explore a fundamental question. Could you actually live on a medieval salary? How was money used during this time? To understand the medieval economy, we must first learn its language. The coins they used, pounds, shillings, and pence, are not easily translated into modern currency. The value of silver fluctuated, and a penny in one century was not the same as a penny in another. A direct conversion would be misleading. A penny might seem like a tiny amount to us, but in its time it held significant purchasing power. It represented a tangible piece of a person's daily effort, a concrete reward for their sweat and skill. A far more useful way to measure value is through human labor. How many days of work did it take to earn it? When we learn that a new pair of shoes might cost a laborer a full week's wages, we feel the true weight of that purchase. It was a major investment requiring planning and sacrifice. Pennies, half pennies, and farthings moved the market. 12 pence made a shilling. 20 shilling made a pound, often used as units of account, not coins in your purse. Daily life was conducted in pence and farthings, the lifeblood of wages and a humble meal. That small coin embodied hours of toil under a relentless sun. Think today is rough? Try earning a living in a pre-industrial world. In the medieval world, just as today, what you earned depended on what you could do. Society was highly stratified, with an immense gap between top and bottom. At the bottom was the unskilled laborer, hired by the day for muscle, often for 1 to 2 pence from sunrise to sunset. Skilled craftsmen, carpenters, blacksmiths, tanners, weavers, trained through apprenticeships and earned more. A skilled artisan might earn 3 to 6 pence a day. A master with his own shop could do better still. Merchants earned profits, not wages, sometimes on a grand scale, tempered by risky voyages and fluctuating prices. Nobles did not work for a day wage. Their incomes flowed from land, rents, taxes, and produce, measured in pounds per year. Their power rested on ownership and hereditary rights, worlds apart from the penny-a-day man. The system was built to keep these tiers distinct. Yet, across the ladder, life was a balance of work and reward, not a monolith of universal poverty. Poverty was widespread, but not universal. Let's now look at the cost of everyday essentials. The foundation of the daily budget was food, and above all, bread. A standard loaf might cost between half a penny and 1 penny, rising and falling with the harvest. Earning 2 pence a day, half his income could vanish, just on bread. Ale, boiled, safer than many town waters, was a daily necessity. A farthing to a halfpenny a mug. Men, women, even children drank it for hydration and calories. Meat was dear. A poor laborer might have it once or twice a week, often cheap cuts, offal, or bacon. A few pence a pound could equal a full day's wage. Salt preserved meat and fish for winter, indispensable and costly enough to matter. Housing in town could be a single small room, or even floor space, for a few pence a week. Fuel, firewood, or charcoal was a constant expense. Clothing was handmade from costly materials. A tunic or pair of shoes could equal weeks of wages, so clothes were worn to rags, patched again and again. Every penny had a place before it left the purse. The true cost of living, measuring value in days of labor. By converting prices into days worked, the medieval economy snaps into focus. 2 pence versus 4 pence a day created two different realities. Bread at 1 penny cost a laborer half a day, a craftsman a quarter. The same for ale, half a day versus a quarter. Cheese added another half day for the poor worker. Just 3 basics could cost a day and a half of labor. Rent at 6 pence took half a laborer's weekly 12 versus a quarter of a craftsman's 24. Shoes at 24 pence, 2 full weeks for the laborer, 1 for the craftsman. A monumental purchase, often postponed and mended instead. Several pounds for tools meant months of work and a barrier to becoming a master. A few spare pence a week was the hinge between stability and crisis. Days of labor made prices feel real and choices consequential. Let's get real and look at some of the surprising realities of medieval life. Ale was often cheaper and safer than water in crowded towns. Water sources were frequently contaminated by human and animal waste, fueling disease. Boiling and brewing killed pathogens, so ale became the default drink. Towns offered opportunity. Guilds protected wages and standards. Skilled workers could live comfortably and save. A master mason or skilled weaver could afford a decent home and meat several times a week. The age was not stagnant. Plows, mills, and mechanisms boosted productivity and eased labor. Eyeglasses extended working lives for scholars and artisans. The religious calendar brought many holidays, 80 to 100 days plus Sundays. Feasting, fairs, games, and worship gave rhythm, relief, and community. Life was hard, but not joyless. Medieval towns grew a middle class that complicates the myth of universal misery. The daily wage was only one part of the equation. A tithe, 1/10 of produce or earnings, went to the church. Lords collected rents and services. Kings taxed for wars, castles, and courts, on people, property, and goods in transit. Tolls nibbled away at margins. Each fee was small. Together, they weighed heavily, especially on the poor. Guilds protected crafts, but charged fees and enforced rules. Fines for short measure, breaking holy rest, or a roaming pig could erase savings. Work was seasonal. Planting and harvest brought wages. Winters brought scarcity. Bad weather cut work and raised prices. A double blow. Survival demanded saving in plenty for the lean months. Precariousness was a constant tax of nature and society. To grasp the divide, imagine 2 weekly budgets in a late medieval town. The unskilled laborer earns 2 pence a day, 6 days a week, 12 pence total. His wife may add a little, but his wage is primary. Rent at 6 pence devours half the income. Bread and ale take the rest. Nothing left. Fuel, salt, or a scrap of cheese push them into debt. A sick day, dearer bread, or a fine can mean destitution. Survival. The cheapest food, mending, foraging, and charity. The skilled carpenter earns 4 pence a day, about 24 a week, with his wife sales nearer 30. A small house that doubles as a shop might cost 10 pence. Staples cost around 8 pence a week. Meat or fish add roughly 4. Fuel and sundries, 4 more, leaving a 4-penny surplus. That small cushion buys tools, better clothes, dues, and resilience. Thank you for watching our video. Please like and subscribe so we know you want more.